Good afternoon, you're watching Lunchtime News on TV1. Before we head into our stories, first we'll take a look at headlines.
Minister Kabir Hashim resigns as General Secretary of the United National Party. 4 suspects involved in several crimes, including homicide, arrested in Athrugiriya. Regulations to impose spot fines for 33 identified traffic violations presented to the Parliament. Chaturanga Lakmal claims the first medal for Sri Lanka in the 21st Commonwealth Games.
Minister Kabir Hashim says he has resigned as General Secretary of the United National Party. Speaking to Newsfirst, Minister Hashim said he handed his letter of resignation to the party leader Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. He added he took the decision to pave the way for the implementation of the proposals set by the party's reform committee. UMP backbench parliamentarian says a letter will be handed over to the President and Prime Minister requesting the removal of SLFP minister who voted in favour of the no-confidence motion from the coalition government.
In this letter to the President and the Prime Minister, we request the immediate removal of the following 6 people who are S.B. Dissanayake, W.D.J. Senabiratna, Honorable Darshana Yapa, Susil Premajayantha, Chandima Veerakodi and Jayashree Jayasekara. We are informing this to all media. 33 backbench MPs have already signed this letter. We will hand this over. We will continue with this struggle. If the 6 ministers who voted in favour of the motion of no confidence are not removed immediately, we will work towards their removal.
A few minutes after the vote of no confidence motion, the MTV MBC head office in Breakbrook Street, Colombo 2 was mobbed and surrounded by a group of people behaving in an unruly manner.
The group remained opposite the head office for over an hour and also caused a number of explosions. The group that was carrying green flags was led by Colombo Municipal Councillor Kitsiri Rajapaksa. The group engaged in unruly behaviour after organising themselves in close proximity to Sri Lanka cricket. Police efforts helped remove the group from the area. Watch Primetime News on TV1 for details.
Four suspects in relation to several crimes including homicide have been arrested in the Athrugiriya and Hokhandara areas.
Police said a T-56 firearm, a magazine, 20 bullets and 6 knives were taken into their custody from the suspect's possession. 2 kilograms of marijuana and 79,800 rupees worth cash were also taken to police custody. Police went on to note that the suspects were allegedly involved in homicide incidents on the 19th of March in Galvarsava in Athrugiriya and a shooting on the 26th. The suspects are residents of Athrugiriya, Thalpe and Hokhandara and will be produced before the Kadwala Magistrate Court today.
2 people were injured following a shooting that took place last night in Athruvalla area in Idurua Kosgada.
Police said 2 individuals on a motorbike opened fire at the victim who were travelling in a motor car. A T-56 assault rifle was used for the shooting and police have recovered 19 bullets in the area where the incident occurred. A correspondent said a handbag used to transport the firearms were also taken to police custody. The injured has been admitted to the Nargoda hospital in Kaluthara. One of the victims were identified as Mohammed Ismail, while the other was a resident of Idurua by the name of Saman Pereira. Police went on to note the victim was involved in a number of crimes. Police are further investigating the incident.
The Department of Meteorology says on the apparent northward relative motion of the sun, it is going to be directly over the latitude of Sri Lanka during the 5th and the 15th of April. The nearest areas of Sri Lanka over which the sun is overhead today are Galle, Bataduwa, Beliatta and Puthulwala.
Showery conditions is expected to enhance over the island during the next few days after tomorrow. Showers or thunder showers will occur at several places in western, Sabaragamuwa, southern, central and Uva provinces after 2 p.m. Misty conditions can be expected at some places in the Sabaragamuwa and central provinces during the morning. There may be temporarily localized strong winds during thunder showers. General public is requested to take adequate precautions to minimize the damages caused by the lightning activity.
The interim injunction order issued by the Court of Appeal on Police FCID preventing the arrest of Gotabaya Rajapaksa over the incident of allegedly using state property for the construction of the D.A. Rajapaksa Memorial Museum in Tangol was further extended to the 2nd of July.
The petition was filed by Gotabaya Rajapaksa requesting an order to prevent legal action be taken under the Public Property Act. Thereby, the Court of Appeal had decided to conduct an examination on the petition. Court of Appeal Chairman Justice P. Padman Sivasena and Justice Shuan Gunaratne pointed out to the FCID they have permission to conduct investigations without arresting Rajapaksa and decided to take up the matter on the 2nd of July.
Some international news. A young Indian woman was lucky to survive, doctor says, after she fought off a tiger which attacked her goat.
Rupali Meshram, aged 23, said when she heard the goat scream, she ran out of her house in western Maharashtra state. She picked up a stick and hit the tiger, which then attacked her. Her mother, who was also injured, saved her by pulling her inside the house. They both sustained only minor injuries and have now been discharged from the hospital. The goat did not survive. Meshram took a selfie of her bloodied face soon after the attack, which happened last week but has only just came to light. A doctor who treated her praised her exemplary courage in fighting off the tiger, but said she was lucky not to have been bitten by the animal. Meshram suffered injuries to her head, waist, legs and hands, but they were only superficial and she has been able to make a full recovery.
Cross over to Shahin Jurampati for more of news.
Well, Sarala, thank you very much. Now we want to focus our attention on a different matter which we reported earlier in the day today, on an incident which transpired last night opposite the compounds of the MTV-MBC headquarters here in Colombo. Moments after the vote on the no-confidence motion against Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, the MTV-MBC head office was mobbed by a group and we were surrounded for over an hour and we were not allowed to leave the premises. However, with the intervention of the police, the group were removed from the area. Now, it was seen that the group that was carrying green flags was led by UNP Colombo Municipal Councillor Kit Siri Rajapaksa. Now, interestingly, we want to mention a couple of facts that would be much intriguing here. This is a clear indication that these individuals are taking part in these or resorting to these unruly measures solely due to the fact that they cannot bear the fact that we stand against corruption. Neither will we deviate or change our stand against corruption. As News First, we have and will always condemn corruption. We will always report and stand truthful to what we stand for. In 2015, News First exposed a bond scam, and right now the general public of Sri Lanka knows very well that this is in fact right now the biggest theft ever to have occurred in Sri Lanka. The people know what corruption is. You cannot fool the people. We are not a bunch of Colombo residents who are scared and living in air-conditioned rooms. Now, just a challenge to Kitsiri Rajapaksa, who led this mob opposite the compounds of MTV-MBC, our headquarters here in Colombo. It was the joint opposition that brought the no-confidence motion against the Prime Minister. Now, the joint opposition, of course, is led by Mahinda Rajapaksa, which was why it was handed over to the Speaker by former President Mahinda Rajapaksa. So, what should have been done was not staged his resort to the unruly behavior opposite the MTV embassy headquarters, but rather staged his unruly behavior opposite the residence of former President Mahinda Rajapaksa. Now we have to reiterate that the United National Party is a noble and prestigious party. Newsfirst has done countless amount of deeds for the United National Party, although those in power right now are not that aware of it. Now, these are the matters that we are focusing on at the moment. Do join us on our primetime news at 9 tonight. We have more on this issue. We have an in-depth and detailed report. Do join us at 9 tonight. I'm Shahin Rampal from the Newsroom Center. It's back to the main news studio.
Thank you, Shahi, for that comprehensive report. This is a wrap of lunchtime news for the day. Do join us again on our afternoon 55s with the very latest.